It is up and thinking about 30. It's like a frog. Let's try that again. It is Crystal Sci-Fi Saturday. Hashtag Crystal Sci-Fi Saturday. And today we are going to dive into what makes your planet, your world unique. We briefly talked about this, not briefly, we talked about this for like an hour, so that's a complete lie. I was lying to you. I'm gonna stop lying to you. We talked about this over on my Twitch channel when I did my live brainstorming session with my Twitch crew. That's hard to say. Shout out to the Twitch family. I love you guys. I love your creativity. I love how I can bounce ideas off you guys, and it's just fun. It's just fun. So if you've never joined me for a creative brainstorming session over on Twitch, please do. We have a great time. You can follow me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/crystalstorm. But anyway, so let's talk about what makes your planet unique. So for Dacwen, I had to figure out their religion. And that was kind of important to me because I'm really diving into the world and how they interact and what goes on in the world, because ultimately, as I write this science fiction novel, I want it to spark ideas in people for how our world can be and how our world could maybe improve. So I needed to think about, so what do they believe? So on Dacwen, they reincarnate. They believe in reincarnation as well, and they have that knowledge of lives lived over and over again. So to me, that would give them this very expansive, intimate knowledge of how the universe works and life and death, and I don't think that they would attach human characteristics to a deity. Additionally, on Dacwen, they are one planet, one people. Dacwen is not divided up into countries. It's not like on Earth where you have the United States and then the UK and then Russia and China and Japan. Like Dacwen's not like that. It is one planet, one people. So now I'm trying to think as well of, okay, so now what makes the different areas on Dacwen diverse? And I'm thinking about interesting things like what makes Boston different from New York? What makes, Louisiana different from California? Especially because on Dacwen there's only one language as well. So it's similar but different than the United States. United States, we've got all kinds of languages because people come from all parts of the world. We're very diverse. We're like gumbo. It's awesome. But on Dacwen, it's a little bit different. However, there are different alien species on Dacwen. So it's not just humanoid looking people. For example, Jocelyn, who is Soraya's mentor, and he's a high ranking official in the Dacwen's military. He's silver. And I'm also pretty sure I'm going to make him a non-binary character as well, because because diving into that too. Part two. Okay, we're going to dive into this a little bit more for part two. So let's swing back around to deity and religion on Dacwen. So I was having a really, really great discussion with the Twitch family. We were talking about, religion tends to be a way that we answer unanswered questions about the planet. And it's that knowledge of, there's something that exists that's greater than us. What is that? And if you believe in ancient alien theory, which I find super, super interesting, you also, make sure I'm still recording. Yes, we're good. Okay. If you believe in ancient alien theory, which I also find super, super interesting, there is also this belief that if aliens have come and visited our planet before, they have also had a hand in our religion and what we believe in and the shaping of that. Think about the Sumerians and what they believe. And ancient alien history also ties into the ancient Egyptians and their gods, like Osiris and Isis. They could have been members of the Anunnaki race, and there's all deep stuff into that. I can go into that a whole different video. It's really, really fascinating though. But that has played an impact on our religion. When you think about Wiccan and paganism, what I know very lightly from that is, it's this wonderful respect for nature and the earth, and it's also this belief in different deities, not just one. There's the goddess and the god, and this respect for seasons. But Dacwen is very different. I don't think that on Dacwen, because they are such an advanced race, because they're I believe there's a scale whose name I am forgetting, starts with a K. We were talking about that, and Dacwen's right around a type 3 planet as far as how advanced they are as a species. So there's not, as far as how the universe works, there's not a big question to them as that. I feel like they know enough that they're not too superstitious, but there are are. Yes, the word I'm looking for. But no, it is. There is a race in this Scifi universe of mine that is a type 4, possibly a type 5, and I'll dive into that in another video and in the stuff I write. It's in my notes. I have awesome notes. So what do they believe in? What do they believe in? I would think that they 100% have this knowledge of, not this knowledge of, yeah, knowledge is a good word, of the thing that exists that is greater than themselves. I like to call it the source. Some people call it God. I don't like to call it God because for we humans, we tend to give humanistic, is that even a word? I don't know. We tend to give human tendencies to God, and I don't think that's correct at all. I think if you're talking about the intelligence that made planets and galaxies and just came to be, I don't think you can give that a human characteristic at all. I think it is so beyond what we know, as what we can comprehend as humans. The people of Dacwen would have not a knowing, because I don't think that taking form on a planet, I feel like you're kind of disconnected from that, so you wouldn't know it, but you would have maybe an understanding of it. So as far as their religion goes, what they celebrate, I think they would have a knowledge of this being, this understanding that they are created from it, that they are a part of it, that they come from it, that they are this intelligence trying to experience itself in a different form, which I love. I love it too, because I mean, just think about it. If you are the thing that made planets, and you were just like, boop, here's a planet, boop, here's a planet, here's a galaxy, here's a black hole, here's this, and then you watch what goes on all these planets, and now you're like, okay, now I want to experience myself in a different way. So now you put things on this planet. It's like The Sims. It's like the universal intelligence is playing The Sims, and we are the Sims, but we're connected to it. So it's literally experiencing different levels of reality through us, which is super deep, and it's awesome. So I believe that the people on Dacwen would enjoy that. Not enjoy that. We'll kind of enjoy that, but they would celebrate that. And I think they would also have this really beautiful reverence for their planet. When I see Dacwen and how their technology blends with nature on Dacwen, and how that all kind of works in harmony together. So they would have this beautiful reverence for that. So now I'm trying to think of different traditions they might have, and I'm going to end up studying Native American traditions, because I find those very beautiful, sacred, and wonderful. So hopefully I can kind of model Dacwen, some things on Dacwen after some of those traditions, and maybe go farther back and do some more research on those kinds of ancient traditions as well. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as the religion of Dacwen goes, and what they celebrate and what they believe in. The other question that I wanted to ask myself is, in the Scifi universe, what then are demigods? So you have this cool universal intelligence, and then what did it make of itself that was like a level 2? Because in the Scifi universe, angels are just an alien race. They're not these, these beings that came from, our kind of human God. That's not what aliens are. That's not what angels are. Angels are just aliens. They have a planet. It's called heaven. There's a whole thing that's going on there. I kind of hinted that a little bit in book 1 and book 2, and it's a storyline that I eventually want to circle back around to, because I like angel mythology and exploring that, and something that resonates with me. I dig it. So then what are demigods? Are demigods in the Scifi universe just advanced beings? Who celebrates them? Who worships them? It's interesting questions. I have some ideas, but I'm going to go deeper into that. So now let's talk a little bit about other things that make Dacwen unique. This one planet, one people thing, which I love. I love that. One of my biggest critiques of Earth is how we separate ourselves, and we're just so disconnected from other people who are different from us, and we just have no fucking respect for this planet or the generations that will follow. We just not all people don't hashtag, don't add me with whatever. But just kind of, it just feels like we just don't. We're just very disconnected from, I think, things that are important, and we get so drawn into lines and borders and whatever. Anyway, it's a whole different discussion. But anyway, Dacwen's not like that. Dacwen is one planet, one people. So now, what makes these areas different? And I'm gonna do some fun stuff with that. But my awesome friend Bander, shout out to Bander, said let's call them E-zones. And I love that. I love that idea that they're kind of separated by the environment. So now I'm thinking about, okay, so now what makes these different environmental zones unique? And I got even deeper into that. And I'm thinking now, what if you could create your own E-zone? What if these are so incredibly diverse because there is an act of creation that is made possible because the people of Dacwen are so technologically advanced and so they're so kind of in tune with their ability as a spark of this divine intelligence that they can literally create their own realities. So what if these different E-zones are literally not just because the environment on Dacwen is different, but all these areas are different because the people there have made them that way and modeled them towards, just different things that they would want. So now I've got people, I'm like pinging people. I'm like, so if you could create your own E-zone, what would it look like? If you could have this little bubble of the world and you could make it into anything, what would that look like? What would it look like? So I'm going to have a lot of fun with that, and building that and building up the civilization. I don't know how much of this will make it into the book. I know there's a couple of different scenes that take place on Dacwen where you're going to get to see a lot of the world and what makes the world tick and things that I think are important that I really want to impart to the reader. Because like I said, when you read this, I want people to think about, how can we take some of these ideas and make them our own reality? How can we take some of the thoughts in this book and maybe use them to make our world a little bit better? So that's the whole deep thing about it. And plus I'm going to fuck this planet up. Some bad things are going to happen on Dacwen. So I want to paint this awesome picture of it. It's got some problems. There's some not cool things going on Dacwen right now. There's some political unrest and, shit like that. But before I, set fire to things and, be a mean author and really, take away the awesomeness of this civilization, I want to paint the picture. And I want to get really in depth to it. So again, I don't know how much of this will go in the book, but at least for my canon and my knowledge of Dacwen, a lot of it will be written out, and I'll end up doing something cool with it. But anyway, that's it. That's what's going on as far as world building part 2 with Dacwen. I hope you have enjoyed this Crystal Sci-Fi Saturday. Like I said, sound off down in the comments below. Please let me know, if you're a writer, what are you doing to make your world, if you're a sci-fi writer especially, your planet's unique. Tell us. Just talk about it. If you're a reader, what is the one thing that you wish a writer would create for you? What world do you want to see? What differences on a planet do you want to see? Let me know. Shout out down in the comments. I love you guys' faces. Have a great fucking weekend, and we'll talk next time.